so he learned how to do all that and what the right way to do was. And eventually it took like a year and a half, maybe to 2 years to get to the process where he could auction those off. You know, now that we've been doing it a lot, like a lot more, essentially, it's getting faster and faster. But the first time you do anything, right, just takes forever. And so he ended up going through the whole process of, figuring out if there's any liens on the property, on the vehicles, getting a hold of the owners, getting the bins, searching the bins. He actually got access to IDI. If anybody does not know IDI is like, it's a skip tracing company, but it's like it's like a higher level skip tracing company, right? So not all skip tracing companies are created equal, right? And so IDI is like kind of like one of the higher levels, right? And but you have to get like security clearance in order to get access to it. And then once you get this security clearance, then they give you like vehicle information, right? So he has like a security clearance that allows him to put the VIN number in, and then it pulls up the owner of the vehicle. All right, so especially if you're going to get to like boat and RV parking, or if you're going to get into like, any type of parking, right, at all. So you really want to have this. So I would highly check out, I would recommend IDI. Kind of expensive, but not really, but it's going to cost you a little bit of money to do this, the cost of doing business. And so he got access. So they like started gathering, because we had like 40 vehicles. I mean, essentially there were so many vehicles that had not paid in years, and they were just sitting there and just like rusting, because this owner had just run this thing to the ground, right? And so if you think about it, there's like 60 parking spaces and like 60 10 by 10 spaces. Is really 6,000 square feet of storage, and then like 60 parking spaces. So really 2 acres of that whole lot is parking, and the half an acre is taking up the 60 spaces or whatever. And so it took him the whole time to get it through. And then finally what he did is he got through the whole process. And he put it on StorageAuctions.com. StorageAuctions.com. He put these vehicles, and then we had like so many vehicles. We had like huge nice cars. I mean, and actually people really don't care if they're nice or not. They'll just buy whatever, right? Well, I don't know what they're doing with these cars, but even the junkiest cars, we have cars that were like sitting there and it looked like they had just been like piecemealed, like scraps taken off, and like tires, and just like big hunk of metal was sitting there. And then we also had like, pieces of cars like sitting around, like engines and stuff like this. And he put those on there too. I mean, he auctioned anything off in storage auctions, man. I'm telling you, people will buy whatever. We had one guy, there was on the property, there was a trailer, like a mobile home trailer. And there was also a semi truck that had he had parked their trailer there and like never came back, and like just left the semi there. So we auctioned that off, and somebody bought it. Now look at this thing right here. I'm telling you, people will buy whatever. It's like crazy. The semi truck was over here. That's where it was. So I'm assuming, and it was probably put there like 15 years ago or 20 years ago. It'd been sitting there forever. This thing had just been sitting there. And so I can't imagine like how this semi truck even came in here. Did it come around here and then like go straight and back in, or what? And so I guess the person that bought the semi trailer, because that was long, now I think our property goes like to, this is where our property line goes, but it came back under these trees. It was like all hidden. And and so I guess the person that got the semi truck and paid like a couple $1,000s for this thing, and it was like, we didn't even open it or anything. We just like put it on, did the whole process, put it on storage auctions, and then we had like people bidding on this thing, and in the end we got like $3,000 or something for it. And so we put it on, and then they came back, like I guess the person that had won the bid, like hired a trucking, like a company to come and pull this thing out, and it had been sitting so long in the dirt and stuff like that, that it was like, sunk into the dirt and stuff. So they really tore like the whole dirt, they tore the whole place up really, but we didn't care because it was taking up like, 10 parking spaces or something, it was taking up a lot of parking. And so now somehow they pulled it out and swung that thing around and got it out. I don't know how they did it without even wrecking anything. These trucking companies are amazing. And so yeah, we went through that whole process of getting rid of all these cars.